I travel a lot. In my travels and in taking so many flights, I've found a few things that have just made the whole process so much smoother for me. And I still find traveling, and especially airports, stressful at times, but paring down and only taking what you need has made the whole process so much smoother for me. I'm leaving for Alberta tomorrow, so I'm running around and packing everything today. So I'm gonna take you through that process to the airport tomorrow, on the plane tomorrow, and I'm gonna give you guys my tips on how to simplify my traveling experience. I was just about to start packing, but I thought that this was something that I should share with you guys. The first thing I do when I'm gathering all my stuff to pack is I grab my passport, and I always keep my passport in this little case because it allows me to keep my passport and any other cards or documents I need all together when I'm at the airport. And I like staying really hyper organized when I'm at the airport because I don't want to lose anything. I also always take my Nexus card, and if you guys haven't heard of a Nexus card, basically it's a card that allows you to be kind of pre-approved ahead of time, and it basically tells everyone, hey, I'm a good person and you should let me through the airport and onto the plane faster because you've done a really intense background check on me and I'm an okay person, so just let me speed on through. All I had to do to get this was pay, it was somewhere between like $40 and $80 Canadian, I forget now, but I'll link that in the description below. I had to go to an in-person interview, they did a background check, and then when I was getting the card, they scan your fingerprints and your retina. It's pretty intense. But it has saved my butt so many times at the airport because you get your own line going through security, you get your own line going through customs. Honestly, sometimes when we get off the plane, from the plane to outside of the airport has literally taken us like 10-15 minutes, and that's completely insane, all because of this card. I would highly recommend you guys pick this up if you're flying a lot to Canada and the US. It's otherwise known as Global Entry because it's so easy. Like, it's so easy to get. So if you're taking 1 or 2 flights a year, then it's still worth it for you to get this, I would say. Or if this doesn't necessarily apply to where you live, then maybe see if there's an equivalent in your area. The other card that I would advise you guys to get is a travel visa, a travel credit card. I can't show you mine, but I have TD Aeroplan credit card, and I spend pretty much all of my money on this credit card because it not only helps you build credit, but it's also a sure way to get some Aeroplan points and to rack those up so you can buy other flights. And we just want to keep traveling, am I right? So see what your bank offers in terms of travel credit cards. And I'm not necessarily recommending that everyone goes and gets a TD Aeroplan credit card, but there might be one that appeals to you. And I definitely think it makes sense, like not only to build credit, but to also get some points, rack them up, buy a flight later on. It's just a smart thing to do if you travel a lot. I just did our seat selection for our flight, and there's a tip I have about that too. So for you photographers out there, make sure that you do a little bit of research before you select your seat to see what time you're going to be flying in, whether it's going to be sunrise or sunset while you're on the plane, what side of the plane the sun's going to be rising and setting on, and then if there are any landmarks or any mountains or interesting scenery you're going to be passing as well, and what side of the plane that will be on, because then you can choose your seat by a window on that side of the plane where you're gonna be passing that really awesome mountain, or you'll be ready to go and take that photo when the sun's rising or the sun's setting. So if you wanna multitask a little bit on your flight and also take an awesome photo while you're on the plane, do a little bit of research before you choose your seat so you can make sure you're on the side of the plane where you can take that photo. The next thing I'm gonna do is make sure I have something to do while I'm on the plane. So whether that's setting some Netflix shows aside, saving them to my iPad, or setting some work aside to do on the plane, that works too. But I would just advise that you guys make sure that you bring a variety of entertainment sources, because for one thing, you could get bored of working and you just wanna chill. Or one of your electronics could die, so make sure that you bring a portable charger like this Oakley one that could charge your computer if need be. But if you've forgotten to do all of those things, make sure you bring a book, because books are always great. Reading is good for you, not on a Kindle, get an actual book. I find that planning out what I'm gonna do on the plane ahead of time not only keeps me entertained on the flight, but it makes the flight seem a lot shorter, and then I don't suddenly arrive on the plane and I'm like, oh, I'm bored, what am I gonna do? And then I feel like I've wasted that time. So make your plane time productive and you will enjoy your flight more. So obviously one of the most important parts of packing for me is my camera bag. And I'm completely obsessed with my camera bag. It's a low pro bag. It's one of their runner series bags. It's the only one that's a roller. And the reason I ended up getting a rolling bag was because walking through the airport, and I always seem to end up at the gates that are the furthest apart. Anyways, I don't like carrying my bag on my back anymore, but what I love about this bag is it's rolly when you need it to be rolly, and it can become a backpack if you absolutely need it to become a backpack. It's literally my favorite bag ever. Couple of other things you guys should know when packing your camera bags for a flight is to make sure that you have all of your batteries on you. So that means drone batteries too. And if you're carrying lithium batteries, they might need to go in their own special bag. Right, Chris?
Yep. You can get this bag specifically. This is a LipoSafe bag. They're like 10, 15 bucks. They're mainly for drones, so I have one for the Mavic 2. This one holds specifically 3 batteries because that's normally what I travel with when we're flying with the Mavic 2. These things are great if you're kind of in a situation where you're not too sure if you get your drone seized or not. So just get one of these and yeah, you'll be safe.
Yeah, don't get your drone seized. That would be bad. The other thing I love about this bag is that it has its own pouch for my hard drives, so they're safe. They're not gonna get squished or banged around in there. They're all like snug in place, like all tucked in for their flight.
Have you ever seen the subreddit called Tucked In Puppies or Tucked In Cats? So Lizzie said it's all tucked in, but there's a subreddit that you guys should all check out. It's called Tucked In Puppies, and it's literally just puppies that are really cuddly in a bed. Not relevant at all. I hope you guys are enjoying Lizzie's video. Just thought I'd mention that little side note because she said tucked in.
Okay, and we're back to the video. The other thing about this bag that I love, and literally I'm not sponsored by Lowepro, I just actually love this bag. The front zipper pocket where you keep your laptop and your iPad is so key when you get to the airport and you're going through security, because you don't have to open up your whole bag to get that out. You can just open the little top zipper pocket and like slide them out super easily. So I can't say enough good things about this bag, but it all helps you plan ahead of time when you're packing your camera bag so that your camera gear is safe and things are easy for you when you're going through security. So very much in the middle of packing right now, but I wanted to show you guys what it looks like when I have all my clothes out and they're all folded, and a little bit of my mentality behind packing and folding my clothes this way. So this is what everything looks like when I'm about to put it in here. I learned how to fold and organize my clothes this way from watching Marie Kondo. Didn't read the book, just watched the show. But what I love about this method is that when I put everything into my suitcase, I can see all my clothes and I know exactly where everything is, and I love it. It makes traveling so much simpler when I only take what I need. It makes traveling so much easier and getting dressed in the morning so much easier when I can see everything, and I can actually keep everything in my suitcase this way. I don't actually have to unpack it all, so I love it. If you want to learn more about how to fold your clothes like this, buy the Marie Kondo book or watch her show. It's awesome. So the very first thing we do, okay, I'm gonna need this woman to stop talking so I can talk.
Doesn't she know you're vlogging?
She must. Like, we should probably let her know. Lizzie, Peirce, and Chris Howe are here. Okay.
Every time.
The first thing we do after, God, that's probably gonna happen the whole time. I should really just keep going. Flight 1169. Okay, so the very first thing we do after going through security is we look for a place to get some food, because normally it's a morning flight, we don't eat before we get here. And we like to go to Booster Juice and get like some really healthy food. And I'll tell you why in a second, because I'm kind of out of breath. It's really close to my face. Every time Chris and I take a flight, we come to Booster Juice and we get this magic elixir called the ginger shot. And it's mainly because we think it's like our secret recipe to not getting sick on the trip and also like continuing to eat well on the trip. But we do this every time. It's just a fun way to put some like healthy food in our body before we get on the plane. So we usually don't eat before we get to the airport. Also, we really try to avoid eating airplane food because it's usually same way when traveling as well. So I try to wear my heaviest layers on me so that it doesn't take up a lot of space in my bag. So that means my jacket, one of my hoodies, but I also layer. So I have a t-shirt underneath. And I have some really comfy pants that are long that'll keep me warm but aren't necessarily too warm because I also don't want to get hot. You know what I'm saying? And I also like to wear a hoodie because then I have this pocket in the front and I can keep my passport and my phone and any important things on me. And then I have a little backpack, which is technically my personal item. And then my camera bag is my carry-on. So I have all of my immediate things I'll need on the flight in here.
And what type of shoes?
I have Blundstones on because they are the most comfortable, most versatile shoes on, and they're also the biggest shoes that I brought on the trip too. So I didn't want to put those in my bag, have them take up a lot of room, so I just put my little shoes in my bag, and there were these. It looks like we're going to be boarding shortly, so usually at this point in the trip, I start taking everything out of my bag that I'm going to need on the flight because you never want to be that person who's standing in the aisle holding everyone up. It's pretty much my worst nightmare because I feel so guilty and so embarrassed, and then I'm like fumbling and then I drop my laptop and my hard drives, which is basically the worst thing that could ever happen. So before I actually get on the plane, I take out everything, my laptop, my hard drives. I have a little bag of toiletries I like to keep on me. Everything I'm gonna need on the flight, I plan ahead of time and I make sure I keep it in pockets that are easy to access, and then I can just put my whole camera bag up in the overhead bin and I don't need to get anything from it like the whole time. Okay, so this applies for everyone, not just girls, also guys. It's really important to bring some stuff for your skin during the flight because all of that recycled air is getting on your face and you'll usually find that your skin's really dry after a flight. So I bring just a couple things like lip balm, eye drops because I have dry eyes, but even if you don't, it's just nice because again, dry hair dries out your eyes. Or sometimes I'll bring some moisturizer, or you can do a face mask if you want, or if you're really fancy, you can do a sheet mask, but then you might look a little weird on the plane. But I still do it, I don't really care. Oh no. There it goes. Got it.
Yeah.
All right, so we are here in Alberta, as you can see, given the mountains behind me, like how gorgeous. But I hope you guys enjoyed these travel tips on how I make my traveling experience a little bit easier. So if you like this video, give it a like down below, subscribe if you're not already, and then hit the bell. Hit the bell to get notified when I post new videos. See you guys in the next one.